Hello there, you're now with me, Hendigui, and welcome to your 5 p.m. English news on TVS. Now let's dive into the headlines for today. In line with the government's aim in improving the socio-economy, as well as introducing the culture and products of Sabah and Sarawak, efforts will be strengthened in order for the products to penetrate the global market. Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Sabah and Sarawak Affairs, Dato' Hanifah Hajar Taib said the participation of entrepreneurs from Sabah and Sarawak in the Borneo Native Festival, which will be held for 3 days in Kuala Lumpur, is the best step in providing exposure and strategic collaboration network with other entrepreneurs in West Malaysia.
Jadi kami amat bangga, amat happy dan kami ingin memperkasakan lagi dan banyak-banyak terima kasih dengan sidap penganjur pelaksana dari situ. It takes a lot of good work and I'm very happy dengan sidap.
She said so while visiting the Borneo Native Festival at Kuala Lumpur on Friday. Borneo Native Festival 2022 is the first to be held in the capital and will run for 3 days from 20th to May 22nd. A total of 70 participants from Sabah and Sarawak took part in the festival. Apart from selling traditional handicrafts and food, cultural shows, traditional dance competitions, workshops, and food demonstrations were also presented. The festival was also attended by former Miss Universe Malaysia Francisca Luhong from Sarawak and singer Marsha Milan, Nikki Palikat, and Velvet Aduk from Sabah. The festival was organized by Sukaseni in collaboration with Sabah Creative Economy and Innovation Centre, SINIC, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Sarawak Economic Development Corporation SEDC, and the Ministry of International Trade, Industry and Investment Sarawak. At the same time, with the Gawai Dayak and Keamatan festivals nearing, BNF participants are using the festival as a platform to showcase their exhibitions.
Saya amat berbangga, saya amat gembira sebab setelah 2 tahun pandemik, lockdown, people don't get to go to Sabah and Sarawak. So this is like an opportunity untuk pemulihan ekonomi negeri, especially for Sabah and Sarawak. So sangat gembira sebab ini adalah peluang untuk kita membawa Sabah dan Sarawak ke Semenanjung sebab mungkin walaupun border sudah dibuka tetapi mungkin belum ada yang berkesempatan untuk pergi ke sana. So we are giving you a sneak preview of what we have in Sabah and Sarawak. So saya sangat gembira dan ini juga peluang untuk usahawan-usahawan terutama social enterprise dari Sabah dan Sarawak untuk memperlihatkan keunikan produk ataupun experience di Borneo ke Semenanjung.
Meanwhile, the founder of the Sukaseni event, Rafi Shazwan Arpandi, said the organization of the festival was able to promote economic development in addition to showcasing the culture and lifestyle of the Borneo community.
So basically dalam program festival seperti ini objektifnya tidak lain tidak bukan adalah mempromosikan budaya Borneo, mempromosikan produk Borneo, mempromosikan cara hidup dan memperkenalkan rutin harian kami dan juga secara tidak langsung meningkatkan lagi lah sektor pelancongan kan untuk rakyat atau masyarakat di Semenanjung untuk ke Sabah dan Sarawak.
Located at Pasar Seni Kuala Lumpur, Borneo Native Festival 2022 is the first to be held in the capital and will run for 3 days from May 20th to May 22nd with a total of 70 participants. All prospective young pilgrims aged 12 to under 18 are recommended to receive a booster dose of COVID-19 vaccine as a precaution before leaving for the Holy Land. Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin said the condition set by the Minister of Health for teenage pilgrims to take the booster dose of COVID-19 is a lapse of at least 5 months after receiving the second dose. Meanwhile, For teenagers who have completed the primary dose and are found to have COVID-19 infection, they are only eligible to receive a booster dose once they have fully recovered. As such, pilgrims could get a booster dose by going directly or walk in without an appointment at vaccination centers (PPV), which are still operating, by bringing relevant supporting documents such as proof of an offer letter to perform the Hajj. According to Kyrie, the MOH had previously advised all prospective pilgrims aged 60 and above, as well as pilgrims aged 18 to 59 who were at clinical risk of contracting severe illness, to get a second booster dose before leaving for the Holy Land. The move was to reduce the risk of COVID-19 infection among pilgrims in the Holy Land, taking into account the large gathering of travelers from all over the world. As a preventive measure, the Saudi Arabian government had stipulated that all pilgrims should get a complete vaccination before departure, and also recommended booster doses to reduce the risk of COVID-19 infection in congested places and on public transport in the country. On another COVID-19 development, the Ministry of Health (MOH) will not extend the National COVID-19 Immunization Program for Children, or PICKITS, which is scheduled to end on May 31st. Deputy Health Minister Dato Dr. Noor Azmi Ghazali said the MOH had given enough time to parents to bring their children to be vaccinated for free, and after this, the vaccination would be available for a fee at private facilities. Meanwhile, the daily number of children receiving the vaccine showed an increase after Ideal Fitri from May 17, namely 1,981 people on May 16, May 17, 2,798, May 18, 2,806 people, May 19, 3,747, and yesterday, 7,137. Sarawak recorded the highest percentage of children who had been vaccinated at 87.4%, followed by Kuala Lumpur, Johor, Negeri Sembilan, Penang, and Labuan. Thank you for staying with me. Now, Malaysia has managed to attract new investments worth 16.52 billion ringgit from the United States through the Trade and Investment Mission. During a press conference on the Trade and Investment Promotion Mission to the United States, he said that companies that had committed to invest in Malaysia include Insulet, Forotech, Amazon Web Services, and Q Health, as well as additional investment projects by Texas Instruments and Boston Scientific. The 10-day Trade and Investment Mission, which kicked off on May 9th, had focused on innovative and high-value-added new sectors, especially the semiconductor industry, digital economy, and medical devices, in line with the national investment aspirations, which focus on high-quality investments and the latest technology. Currently, the U.S. is Malaysia's third largest global trade partner and export destination, while Malaysia is the U.S. 17th largest trade partner, with a total export potential to the U.S. at 1.44 billion ringgit. Despite the challenging global economy and economic uncertainties following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, total trade between the two countries increased by 21.4% year-on-year to 217.10 billion ringgit in 2021. Malaysia's exports to the U.S. rose by 30.4% to 142.20 billion ringgit, with the main exports comprising electrical and electronic E&E products and rubber-based products. Meanwhile, imports from the U.S. rose by 7.4% to 74.87 billion ringgit. Now, 3 Malaysians were nabbed after an attempt to smuggle drugs on May 18th was foiled by the Singapore Immigration and Checkpoints Authority (ICA). The detection prompted subsequent enforcement operations by the Central Narcotics Bureau (CNB), in which a total of 3 suspected male Malaysian drug offenders, aged between 23 and 28, were arrested at different locations in Singapore over 2 days. The drugs involved were 17,704 grams of heroin, 261 grams of ice, and 2 grams of ecstasy tablets. In the evening of May 18, the statement said that the Malaysian registered car entered the immigration clearance lane at the arrival car zone and was subjected to routine checks. Bundles of suspected drugs were found in the car boot, and the 28-year-old Malaysian driver was immediately arrested and referred to CNB for investigation. Meanwhile, in a follow-up operation conducted in the early morning of May 19, the statement said CNB officers arrested 2 Malaysian men in the vicinity of Bedok North Street 1. Investigations into the drug activities and suspects are ongoing. Now wrapping up the 5 p.m. news, Indonesians hope that domestic oil needs will not be sidelined after the president announced a lifting of the country's palm oil export ban. The world's top palm oil exporter on April 28 halted shipments of crude palm oil and some derivative products to try to tame soaring prices of domestic cooking oil, surprising markets that were already rattled by earlier government intervention measures.
Harapannya dengan adanya ekspor tentunya memasukkan devisa buat negara. Tapi jangan lupa kebutuhan dalam negeri itu paling prioritas. Jangan sampai kami kesulitan mendapatkan minyaknya lagi sehingga masyarakat komplain ke kami. Harapannya ekspor tetap jalan, stok di dalam negeri juga melimpah sehingga harga tetap stabil, bahkan kalau bisa turun harganya seperti itu, Mas.
Alhamdulillah sudah sangat terbantu, tapi kalau bisa diturunin lagi seharga seliternya 12.000. Kalau bisa, ya mudah-mudahan bisa Pak Presiden Jokowi ngasih keringanan.
Untuk menjamin ketersediaan volume bahan baku minyak goreng, maka pemerintah akan menerbitkan kembali pengaturan pasokan dan pengendalian harga yang secara teknis akan diatur lebih lanjut oleh Kementerian Perdagangan. Sedangkan untuk menjamin pembelian TBS dari petani dengan harga yang wajar, ini dilakukan pengaturan yang tentu saja melibatkan pemerintah daerah, dan tentunya bagi para perusahaan ini diharap agar bisa membeli CPO ataupun perusahaan CPO membeli TBS dari petani pada tingkat harga yang wajar.
President Joko Widodo on May 19 said the supply of bulk cooking oil had now reached a level greater than needed, although bulk prices had not yet receded to the targeted 14,000 rupiah per liter. And that is all for TVS News at 5. Stay up to date with the top stories via our website at TVSTVMY and follow our social media platforms for the latest news and entertainment. Once again, I'm Handy Gui. Stay safe and have a pleasant day.